Hey guys, want to bring you another YouTube video. This time I want to talk about some of the incidents at NBA arenas recently. First one was in Philly with Russell Westbrook and a fan throwing popcorn um, as he was exiting out. And so it when that fan threw the popcorn, it almost kind of reminded me Palace or that incident in Detroit where that whole fight started between the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers because it started with that uh, beer cup or drink thrown to Ron Artest. So that's where Ron Artest and some of the Pacers fans went up the stand. It was chaos. Um, they call it Malice at the Palace. So I thought Russell Westbrook, especially luckily, the security guards held him back and it didn't escalate to that point. But definitely would have made a difference if he wasn't held. But luckily, it sounds like the fan was going to be banned for life or banned for indefinitely for now. But and especially it was great to hear that the other fans around him was ousted by the other fans. So that was one incident yesterday, and then the other incident was also, and this is ironic, was all three incidents was in three different locations, and then also in one night, if you think about it. So the second incident was with Trey Young and a New York Knicks fan, where the fan looks like was trying to spit or did spit on the back of his hand. You can even, I mean, at first it took me probably a couple tries to see what they were talking about. The media, you actually have to zoom in, and take a look. But you kind of know when something's wrong when you had that fan, that lady, wiping and kind of like couldn't believe that that fan spit. Now, at first, I thought another possibility trying to giving that fan a benefit of the doubt was that maybe he was like trying to like scream at the player, and maybe like in the moment like had that drool or um, saliva come out and land on the fan below him. Um, but I don't know. It's really hard to see, like I said, to make clear because there was not really any camera angles directed at the fan, but you could see Trey Young and the fan below. And I couldn't tell if that was 50 Cent also at courtside with that fan. So if 50 Cent was with that woman, I'm surprised 50 Cent didn't do anything or say anything. He just sat there. So that was another incident that happened in New York. And then the third incident was in Utah, which was John Morant's family. I guess there's still more details trying to come out, but it sounds like it was after the game or maybe during the game. But it sounds like some other Utah Jazz fans ousted and told security guards what happened and what they were saying. Sounds like there was some racial slurs and stuff like that. But I mean, today's media, I mean, it's still too early. Some said it could be racial bias. It could be because fans are not used to going back to the arenas right now, don't because they've been cooped up. Um, there's just so many different angles and theories from the media and sports analysts. Um, Now I could say, based on experience, I've sat where like that popcorn incident, where you could touch the player as they're exiting out and stuff like that. Um, and so there's also you had incidents where, what's it called, where I've sat courtside before, like not courtside, but like two to three rows behind. I've sat at the Staples Center when the Houston Rockets and the Lakers were kind of bad, where I was three rows behind the Rockets bench, and then I was also on the like bench side at the Kings and the Rockets. So I was able to touch or like the players and get high fives and stuff like that. I think that's one of the great things about the NBA. You get up and close and personal with the fans or the players. So one sports analyst was saying, well, one easy way to solve this for fans and players to protect each other is to maybe get rid of the court site, which I don't ever see that happening because that's a big moneymaker for um, the teams and the owners. And especially fans wants to be as close as possible to the action. Now, I would definitely say you gotta have security, which the times I've been down there, you have security there. Um, so I just don't understand how that could have not, especially with so many different camera angles, you would think they would be able to catch these people in action and get them out right away. So, um, we're going to find out. And what's ironic is there was a couple years ago, believe 3 years ago, there was a couple that sued or was indefinitely suspended from going to in Utah Jazz fan games, and that was when Russell Westbrook was playing, also. So, um, Russell Westbrook got fined 25,000, and that couple got banned, and they tried to sue Russell Westbrook for $100 million, but the Utah judge tossed that ruling or that case out. So it will be interesting to see how things are going to be handled from this point on. I don't think they're going to get rid of courtside. They're not. They're probably going to add more security that I could see, but definitely ban these fans. I could see that definitely. So yeah, it's very disappointing to see that. I just think that fans haven't been to games for a while, don't know how to act probably, especially being cooped up and then trying to let, I guess, aggression or their outlet because sports is emotional. And so it's just one of those ugly situations. Luckily, like I said, it didn't escalate where there was a brawl or a fight or anything like that. And that hopefully we get to not having more incidents through that because we want to be watching the playoff games instead of talking about stuff like this. So let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think what's the reasons behind this? I mean, that's three in one night. It's a lot, but I can't say I'm not surprised. Like I said, the times I've been like closer down to the court side, um, fans have been pretty good. Even though I rooted for the away team. Now, when I've been more of the middle or upper, I would say you got fans that actually act differently. I can tell you that than being down there. So, um, even I don't know if I would take my kids until they're older to games because, like I said, I've we've had debates and stuff like that, but nothing ever physical, which is great. But I mean, I've seen fights at when I've been to Raiders and Niners game before. Like those rivalry games, you'll definitely see those. But now with social media and everything, you'll hear. I mean, like I said, if you've been to games, you know that those rivalry games could be outrageous. What some adults will say. That like I said, I can't take my kids to games like that. So yeah, let me know your experience, what you think about all this incident. But I'm not, like I said, the courtside. I'm a little surprised there. But is New York? I don't know. I've seen videos of New York fans throwing beer opposing fans on Twitter, I believe, against a Oakland A's fan. And then, I mean, there is that bias that East Coast fans are more passive aggressive or more aggressive towards away teams. So, again, you have Philly. So, and then you had Utah. That it's their second incident. So, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to figure something out. But hopefully, everyone stays safe, especially if you go games. And let me know what your thoughts are. Would you take your family to a NBA playoff game? Because again, playoffs are totally different than the regular season or preseason. So go ahead and hit that like button, and then subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Thanks for your views and supports, and together we can build a better tomorrow. Thanks.